Sorry that cut off. So, I had to finish this at work. So up on that hill is two people with a video camera on me through that garage door. When I walk out, I see them, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Because I just had all this other thing just happen with this other woman catching me and her daughter in bed, and now I'm having this happen, and I'm like, "Why is everybody trying to come at me?" And I just walk out the door and go around the garage and pass her up. She opens the door up, comes out behind me, and she's on the phone calling 911. Why? I just wanted to see the kids. So I go down, I go in, kids, hey dad, like one of them, I think the oldest one was told to keep the kids in the house because when I walked in, they're all on the steps and they see me, dad, and they run right at me like, hey kids. So I get my son, talk to my stepkids, I'm outside the door. And she's on the phone, like, yeah, I need someone here, blah, blah, blah. He's not supposed to be here. And I'm thinking, why is this happening? So I'm angry at this point. I mean, who wouldn't be? I'm heated. I'm extremely like, wow. So I don't want to hit her. I mean, I've bipped her in the face a few times for saying some asshole shit to me, but I've never put my hands on her. Back when I was a kid after my mom got killed, I put my hands on a girlfriend there. I've never abused a woman. When I was on drugs, mentally I've done some messed up shit, but I've never physically, except for that girl that I punched. That was a really bad night. My mom had just been murdered. I moved into a new place. I got charged for this. I got charged, and I got an attorney and everything. Like, it was bad on my side. That was horrible that night. I was probably doing cocaine at the time, Xanax, beer. I know the beer was involved for sure. Weed. I had a dog there. I don't know if I got him before. Well, anyways, so this night we're playing cards, and let me finish hers. So, I'm standing there with the kid. She's on the phone with 911, and she says, yeah, I need someone here. And I'm so mad about the whole thing. Like, she cheated on me. The kids are calling me dad for at least 3 years now. For the last year, we have been fighting. I'm not understanding why. But now she's telling me she cheated on me for a year. And then I'm thinking, this is why we've been fighting, because you know you did wrong and you feel guilty about it. So you're putting blame on me for things and making me look like this bad, horrible guy. All I want is a family. That's all I want. I'm not trying to be here and deal like, there's a lot of stuff that she knows that I know about her that she's told me that's deep, personal, hurtful, neglectful stuff. She was hurt really bad as a child by family, and I knew this. But the way that she treated me, you don't treat someone that knows that kind of stuff about you like that. Like, if that person's still with you after knowing these things, they obviously love you. And she just would fight with me over dumb stuff. Like, she caught me with a morphine pill one time. I was just dabbling with stuff. I wasn't into nothing heavy at the time. But it was like a holiday. I forget what day, Mother's Day maybe, because her mom was there. But she finds a morphine pill and she takes it and throws it in the candle wax. She's like, I found your pill. And I'm like, whatever, no big deal. But she starts fighting with me about it. I end up leaving that day. But that was the way that that's what I was getting to. So that morphine pill came out. Then one day we were doing, I forget what happened, but baby powder was on the countertop downstairs. She sees it. She goes, what's that? What were you doing on the counter? And I'm like, that's fucking baby powder. Like, I go over and fucking wave with my finger. I'm like, look, smell, taste. And she's like, whatever. And like, this is the kind of fights that we had almost all the time over the dumbest things. And the kids had to watch this. And in the end, that's why I left. I got tired of the fight and screaming, so I just walked out the door, which came up to me coming back to see the kids. So I leave. I go to my growing up, who I called Dad's house. I had nowhere else to go. I have no family. They're all dead at this time. I'm just out on my own. I've been since I was 15 or 16 at this time, pretty much. Some family would take me in. I'd go from friend's house to friend's house to friend's house. So in relationships, girls, like, I had jobs and stuff. It wasn't like I was beat. I was always working. That's how I have the skills I have, obviously. So anyways, at the house with the kids, there's a cup of water that I have. There's a bucket of water outside. It only has a little bit of water, and I'm talking like a tiny bit, and I throw it on her. I'm like, your dirty ass needs to go take a bath. That's the most I did, and I was angry, and at that point, I'm glad that's all I did, to be honest. I mean, she's probably said some bad things about me, but that day, I should have grabbed her by her neck, put her up against the wall. I should have. But I'm not that guy. I felt like she wanted me to do something, because as soon as I threw that water on her, she goes, I bet that's a charge. I'm like, what are you talking about? So the cops show up. They give me a harassment charge because they said I alarmed her with the water when I threw it on her because it could have had bleach in it or something. Like, they had to give me something. Like, this has been my whole life. This place, even though I worked and stuff, knows that I have no family, no money, no nothing. And any little thing that they could put me on, it happens like that. Like, my cases only show that I've ever had a marijuana charge, a forgery charge, and my cousin, I stole checks off her when I was way younger, but she knows how horrible I felt. I paid it back. I did the jail time. I did the restitution. I did everything I had to do to pay that back. But I was on some heavy shit then. That's when oxys were out, and I was traveling over to Ohio to get them, and I was in it really, really, real bad. Yeah. But anyways, so the cops come. Then after that, I'm not allowed to go see the kids because I have this harassment charge. And if I go over there, even stop by, she can call the cops on me. So, that's how that all went. Now, I'm going to get back to the rest later. I have to get back into work. But I hope people start looking at these and seeing these because there's going to be an end result to this. And when you see how big this story actually is, I think people are going to start to get amazed on what actually can happen to somebody and what people are actually capable of surviving. I want this to help people. I want this to enlighten people. I want this to help me. Obviously, that's why anybody does this, right? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. I want people to see these. I want this to give views. But I want my story about my mother to get out there. I want people to know that my mother was murdered and that somebody close to me at the time, I believe, did it. And as this goes on, right now, this case is now being worked on again. So I'm glad that they are doing it because I've been telling them for years. I've been telling them for years about this. But nobody listened to me. Like, it's been 23 years now since she's been murdered. Since 2003, maybe, no, 2005. Of course, calls have been going on. There's been stories told. But since 2005, we've probably been talking about this case. I've went over there numerous times. Not this time, but the last time. And I can't wait till we get into this time. What's going on right now is wild. But the last time I went over to talk to them detectives, the head detective treated me like shit. He wouldn't listen to me. He started screaming at me. And I'm mad. Yeah, now it's been like, this was probably 3 years ago, something like that. It's been many years, though, and you guys haven't even told me, no, you let it go. You pushed it under. You pushed her off as some street crackhead whore that yes, people are titled that when they're doing that, but that's not who she was, people. My mother was a beautiful person. She was a wonderful woman. Anyone around her loved her. But drugs will ruin you. And that's what happened. She was murdered because she was doing fine. She was on methadone. And, alright, we'll get into that later. I gotta get back into work soon, but stay tuned, please. It gets way better. I promise you.